I'm reading the back of it. It looks like these cleansers go the coconut water, the licorice root, then it goes hyaluronic acid, the toning solution, and then it goes the barrier cream. Well, technically, I think the barrier cream goes last, but I don't really want to do a face mask right now because that's going to take time, and I just kind of want to jump in and do my makeup, so I'm not gonna. So I'm just going to use these cleansing things. Everyone pray for my skin because this is a little scary. Alright, so this, I'm just using these little cotton pads for the coconut water. Kind of a cool little package, I like it. It says, I think basically this is just kind of like, I used to use one of these, astringent. I used to use astringent to make sure that I got all of my that I got all of my makeup off, and I think that's kind of what this is, except it's coconut water. So honestly, I think this will probably be gentler on your skin. It feels a lot gentler. It's not burning any of my acne spots right now. I got a little bit off, not as much as I thought I was gonna get, which I guess is a good thing for me because that means my face is mostly clean. And then it says to follow with a cleanser, so I'm going to use this gel cleanser, and I guess I'm just going to go in and clean my skin, and I'm going to try not to get it on my piercing because my piercing has been hating me lately. Okay, so I went ahead and used that cleanser to take my eyebrow makeup off because I did have product in my brow. And it did a really good job. It didn't take a lot of scrubbing. It wasn't painful. My skin is not irritated from it. So I think it did really good. We'll see though, because, you know, unless you have an allergic reaction, you typically don't see the breakouts and stuff immediately. So we'll see in a couple days. This is a toning solution. It's supposed to be ultra hydrating, which is curious to me because I have used a toning solution before and it dried my skin out, which it could have just been a bad toning solution in general, or it could have been just a bad one for my skin. So we'll see if this one is actually hydrating, which, if I'm being quite honest, I'm not really sure what toning solution is for. I just always used it because I was told that I was supposed to. All right, and then we're gonna follow it up with this barrier cream. I don't know what that means. Well, it feels hydrating. I don't know what a barrier cream is. I've never heard of that before, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. It just kind of looks like it might be like a lotion. It's what it feels like. It feels like it's just a lotion with like a fancy name. So there's hair in my mouth. I mean, it feels nice. I don't feel any dryness. I don't feel any irritation. Nothing hurts, nothing itches, nothing's red. So I think this is a win. I haven't tried any of the face masks yet. I'm just impatient and don't want to right now. So we are going to start out with a primer, and I'm trying to think, I think I'm gonna go with, since I just used all of that hydrating stuff on my face, I think I'm gonna go with the No Pore Face Primer. Okay, I'm gonna sit on this pillow because your girl a little low in the frame. Ah, that's so much better. Groot, I need you to hold me even, my dude. I'm using Sam's little Groot thing because mine holds my phone way too facing up, So I'm going to start with this No Pore Face Primer from AOA. And because I'm blind as a bat and I had no patience to try and put my contacts in today because I tried and failed, I'm going to use this small mirror, but I'm going to try to keep it out of my face as much as possible. This is a silicone-based primer, which I have used before. I don't really have anything against it other than it can clog your pores. I guess I'm going in with foundation. So, I have 3 different choices here. I'm gonna open them and see which one looks closest to my skin tone. These ones, part of the proceeds go to protect animals against abuse. It's very thick. I'm gonna use my old brush. I should have used it to apply foundation. Primer. I feel like this brush might not be the best for applying foundation because I think it takes a lot of the foundation off of your face. I'm definitely going to need to try to build this, which I guess is a good and a bad thing because I'm using more product, but at least I'll be able to see if the product can build. It also smells a little funky. Okay, well, we're going to finish the application with this brush, this first application, and then I'm going to go take my beauty blender. Alright, we're going to use our beauty blender next, because I don't necessarily like that brush for that. I think it'd be good for contour, though. Whoa! My camera keeps stopping on me, and it's getting on my nerves, but it looks like I decided that I wanted to roll in the mud and I just went for it. I think the color is just not good. But we're going to go in with a little bit more because if we're going to contour, we're going to contour, right? I'm going to try. Oh my god. I just look dirty. I should be fired. I don't really bake. I just kind of like leave it there for a minute and then take it off. And I really just put it, like I'm putting this definitely everywhere that I put my concealer because it's a brightening powder. So everywhere that I put my concealer, I'm trying to kind of highlight. So put the powder everywhere I put my concealer. And then I'm going to take my pressed powder, which is supposed to be translucent. And I've never really used a pressed powder, and I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to struggle to open something that should have very easily been able to be opened. And then I'm going to take a brush from in here, and I'm going to take this one, maybe? They don't have names on as to what they're supposed to be, so I'm just kind of guessing by looking at them and going, you look like you should work for this thing that you're probably not actually used for. And I'm just going to take my translucent powder, and it's not bad. It's just, it started out so good, and now here we are, and I look like I half dead and also like I rolled in the mud. Alright, so I'm gonna try to bronze it a little bit and see if that helps anything, because hopefully if I use like a bronzer shade, it will make it look a little bit less like mud. So I'm going to take this Ultimate Glow Face palette. I'm going to take one of these darker shades. I'm probably going to take this one right, or you can't even see it, this one right here, because maybe it will help it be a little bit more of a contour shade and not so much of a dirty shade. What is this? What am I doing? Okay, well, it's safe to say we really need to blend a lot. Oh my god. I think it just made it worse. It's pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna try and fix this, and I'll be back. Okay, so I fixed it as much as I could. Basically, I just blended the shit out of it and put more of that powder on it. It probably doesn't look good on camera. It doesn't look good in person, so I don't know why it looked good on camera, but it's okay, right? So now I'm going to take my blush and hope that it's better than my contour. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blush and I'm going to hope that it's better than my contour, because my contour looks... We're going to stop talking about it. I'm going to take this brush. Oh god, I forgot it's
cream. Oh no. Oh, that's not bad. Ignore the contour, guys. Shut up, ignore the contour. I only look a little bit clownish. I'm gonna powder again because powdering normally helps blend everything together, but I'm also gonna take my beauty blender and try to blend it all together. To be fair, I didn't mean to get a cream blush, so in my defense, I don't use cream blushes. It's a pretty color. I just don't use cream blushes. And as far as knowing how much to use of it, I've never used any of these products before. Like I said multiple times, I don't use cream blushes. So I didn't know how pigmented it was going to be or how blendable it was going to be, or honestly anything about it, because I don't ever use this type of blush anyways. So alright, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these shades to highlight, and I'm gonna go with this rose gold shade here because I think that might be pretty. And I'm gonna take my little Ova brush and I'm gonna tap off because I'm learning my lesson here. Okay, actually I think I'm gonna take this white shade here because I'm gonna take a different brush and I'm gonna try again. I'm sad. I thought this was gonna be so much better. I'm gonna come out of this with a good look. Don't worry. It's shimmery. Alright, so that's a good primer. I like it. It's got a cute little shimmery shade to it. Should my eyes feel like this? Should they feel like cold and tingly? That's probably fine. Alright, so I have all of these shades to choose from. And I'm going to be very careful because as I've learned, though, they're more pigmented than I thought. So I think I'm going to go for like a plum look. So I'm going to go with this dark plum shade right here on this little angled brush. And I'm going to very carefully go in my outer corner. That's pretty. Yes, if everything else, if everything else fails, at least the eyeshadow has to be good, because the eyeshadow didn't come out great in my last video that I did, like in my full face of sheen video. So the eyeshadow needs to be good in this one. So I want to darken it up a little bit more. Alright, so then I'm going to take this lighter plum color that's on top of it, and I'm going to like put it next to it. I'm not going to do like a ton of it. I'm just going to do it so that it's blended a little bit. This eye is always my better eye, by the way. I don't know why, but it is. Then I'm going to take my other palette and I'm going to use a smaller brush. I guess I'll use this one. I'm trying to only use the brushes that I have. These are good brushes. And I'm going to take this shimmery plum shade right here. I guess I'm just going to blend it out. And then I'm going to take, I guess, this kind of white shimmery shade here and put it on the inside. Because, you know, you want to go from darker to lighter. Those colors are really nice. I do like this eyeshadow. So if all else fails, at least I'll have the eyeshadow. Now to cut the crease, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't have a brush to be able to do that. So I'm gonna have to go and grab one of my other brushes, but I am gonna use the concealer that I have here, which I don't know how it's gonna work out because it's quite a thick concealer, but I'm gonna try it. Alright, so I finished the eyes. They look pretty good. They're not the best, but that's partially my fault because after a while I just got tired of doing them, so I stopped trying. So now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. For the most part, when I order these things, it's because I've seen somebody else review them, so I have higher expectations. But when I come into it, I also have to remember that this was all mostly $1. So I put a second coat on, and I think it looks good. I probably won't use this as my daily mascara, but if I ever ran out of mascara, I would use it. Eyes are done, pretty much. I'm gonna go in for brows. Here's what I'm excited about. This is what I'm always super excited about because brows are what I do on a daily basis. If I'm leaving the house, I do my brows. So, once again, my camera stopped recording. I don't know where it stopped recording, so I went ahead and did the brow pomade off camera. My camera stopped again, but I'm gonna try to say this as fast as possible. I probably wouldn't buy these products again. Possibly the primer, the foundation, the concealer, and the eyeshadows. Everything else I would not buy again. Maybe the skincare as well, depending on if it breaks me out, because it did feel very hydrating and very nice, and it didn't smell bad or anything like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. I probably wouldn't buy it again. They're definitely what you're paying for. The eyeshadows are very pigmented. I really enjoyed them and really liked them, but definitely wouldn't buy the contour again. Probably wouldn't buy the blush. It wasn't bad color. It's just not what I'm used to. But because I'm sure my camera is probably going to shut off on me again for the 50 millionth time during this fucking video, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Just be careful what you buy on the internet. Just be careful where you're spending your money, where you give your credit card out to, what you put on your face, near your eyes, stuff like that. And just be safe, have fun. Hope you enjoyed the video.